Morphin time! Yeah!
Rita, Zordon, Ninja, and Kruger were waiting for Drakkon on his own throne so they could defeat him. Rita had cast a spell with a candle, just like she did with the Green Ranger, to take away his powers. At that moment, Rita says that she is not going to wait any longer and plans to take his life right there, but Zordon and Kruger start to complain to her, telling her that this was not the plan. At that moment, Finster arrives to save Drakkon, and with Lord Zed's staff he gives an energy shock to everyone. Finster tries to get rid of the candle, but Drakkon tells him it is useless as the candle continues to consume his powers. Drakkon tells Finster to fill it with the power of all the other morphers, but Finster tells him that it is unstable since he only needs one morpher from each group. Drakkon thanks Finster for being concerned for his life, but then Drakkon breaks his neck. Outside there is a terrible war, but Drakkon goes in search of all the morphers to fill himself with power and presses the button to begin the transfer. The war continues and the Rangers try to take down the tower, but Serpentera, Lord Zed's Zord that Drakkon now controls, prevents them from getting there. The Rangers, in search of a solution, decide that they are going to combine several Zords from different dimensions and eras so that they can be a good opponent to stop Serpentera. Jen does the math and decides which Zords to use and asks the Rangers to name them. This unnamed Zord, they make it grow to the same size as Serpentera, and Jason asks Noah, the Blue Megaforce Ranger, to summon his Zord so he can use it to destroy the tower. When Jason enters the Zord, he asks the Rangers who are handling the giant Super Mega Zord to stop Serpentera so he can approach the tower and shoot. At that moment, they restrain Serpentera and Jason prepares to shoot, but Serpentera manages to escape. Jason fires the shot, and at that very moment Serpentera destroys the Zord in one bite. Everyone is surprised because no one knows if Jason is alive or dead, although no one saw him get out of the Zord. With the shot, they manage to destroy the tower and the giant Super Mega Zord pierces Serpentera with the sword. At that moment, the sky is destroyed and from the crack comes out a giant Lord Drakkon with a different transformation. In this transformation we can see that his entire suit is black and gold with the heart of the Morphin grid on his chest. They all start to enter the ship to get out of that dimension, including Ranger Slayer who was accompanying them at that moment. When they are all in the ship, they try to leave that dimension, but all of a sudden, a glow covers them completely. At that moment, time changes and transforms into a new reality created by Lord Drakkon where Rita is his mother, Zordon is his father, and Kruger is his dog. In this reality, Drakkon is treated as a hero and as the most glorious thing. Suddenly, Kruger starts barking and Drakkon realizes that there is a threat outside and he must go out to fight. Drakkon makes his morph with the heart of the Morphin grid embedded in his chest and realizes that the threats are a tiger and a hawk in energy form. We also get to see the Dragon Zord and White Tiger Zord controlled by Jen, but they don't attack the energy animals, as they say, Drakkon has everything under control. Drakkon attacks the animals and sends them to the bottom of the sea and then is interviewed by reporters like a hero. Among those reporters were Trini and Zack, who treat Drakkon as the only hero there is. Zack asks Drakkon if he is worried that animals are attacking more and more often, and he gets angry about this question because he says that he will not allow anything to hurt the people of his world. At that moment, he hears a voice asking him,
"Even if your world is a lie,
That was the voice of the real Tommy Oliver appearing from the reflection of the glass of a camera lens, telling him that nothing of that world should exist. Tommy's voice could only be heard by Drakkon, and this is why when Drakkon responds, the reporters were confused. Drakkon decides to end the interviews and leaves the place. We then get to see that Finster is the butler and Billy has become Drakkon's mechanic. In addition to this, Jason and Lauren have a ninja academy to teach others about carrying Lord Drakkon's message. At that moment, Finster warns him that there is another attack from the energy animals. Now among the animals there is a bear, which gives Drakkon a hard blow that knocks him to the ground, while he keeps hearing Tommy's voice claiming him about that fake world. At every moment of the battle, Drakkon keeps seeing Tommy in every reflection he has near him, which tells him that he can't even defeat a hallucination, even though he still thinks he is a god. At that moment, Drakkon launches an energy beam that destroys part of a building and breaks all the crystals, while Tommy keeps tormenting him, telling him that he is weak since he killed all the Tommies from all dimensions to create this false reality. Drakkon goes crazy, saying that Tommy is not real and starts destroying everything he finds. In the background, the voices of the three emissaries are heard saying that this is the opportunity they were waiting for, and suddenly Tommy comes out of the reflection of one of the broken glasses on the floor. Tommy now had a physical form and goes in search of the Power Rangers to make them wake up from that false reality. He then arrives at Kimberly's workplace, who was working as a waitress, and kneels when she sees Tommy, thinking he is Drakkon. Tommy frees her mind and brings back all the memories that had happened throughout the battle against Lord Drakkon, including Tommy's death. At that moment the other Rangers appear. Elsewhere, at Drakkon's house, he tells Finster that his world rejects him as he can see the energy beasts getting stronger and his mind is betraying him. Finster tells him that he just needs to relax as he has been working hard and should leave in the car as Billy finished repairing it. He also tells him that he hasn't seen Billy since he left with him. At that point Drakkon realizes that something wasn't right since he hadn't been looking for Billy. Then we can see that Tommy begins to tell his story and says that it all started when the Ranger Slayer from Drakkon's world saved him and told him that when the time was right, he would understand. She had thrown an arrow at him that contained a shard of the green chaos crystal, the same crystal that Drakkon used to charge him, killing Tommy. This caused that crystal inside him to activate and pull Tommy's essence out of time and space. His soul was in nothingness, and he could only be a spectator, watching Drakkon gain ground and defeat them while he could do nothing. Tommy then introduces the Rangers to the three emissaries and tells them that he was able to wake them up and connect them back to the Morphin grid. The three emissaries began to apologize because due to their arrogance they did not realize that such a powerful being could have come and defeated them and took the heart of one of the masters inside the Morphin grid. When he obtained this heart, Drakkon made whole universes disappear and created this new false reality. Despite everything, the emissaries managed to escape from the Morphin grid and arrived at the same space where Tommy was. From there, they began to gather forces and plan how they were going to infiltrate Drakkon's new world. Tommy says that the energy animals are the doubts that destroy Lord Drakkon inside him, and the only way to defeat him is to remove the heart of the Morphin grid. At that moment, Lord Drakkon enters and starts attacking the Rangers in a terrible way. Then Lauren and Jen arrive in the Dragon Zord and the White Tiger Zord, and Tommy gives them the order to attack him with everything. While Drakkon was distracted with the Zords, Tommy seizes the moment and removes the Morphin Grid's heart from its chest. Because of this, they both run out of powers and enter an empty place where they begin to fight, and Tommy manages to defeat Drakkon. At that moment, reality begins to be destroyed and the emissaries open a portal so that the Rangers can escape. In spite of everything, Tommy tries to save Drakkon, but Drakkon turns his back, and the emissaries take Tommy away. Now they are all inside the Morphin Grid and the emissaries tell them that they can't use the Morphin Grid to rebuild reality, but the Rangers can, although many things will never be the same again. They also realize that if they go back to the way things were before, then they will have no memory of what happened. Despite this, the Rangers decide that they must return everything to the way it was, as it would save all the worlds. This means that Lauren and Jason's relationship will never happen and neither of them will remember what happened. Now the shattered grid is back to normal and again the Power Rangers save everyone, but this time including universes and other dimensions. If you like Power Rangers, like this video, and subscribe to this channel for more Power Rangers stories.